Well,
I'm Darren McCarthy,
I'm Dan Fury.
and this is The Fundamentals.
We're going to rip the lid off of it.
Extreme.
Ripping the lid off of energy drinks.
Yeah.
We have a buffet here.
Uh-huh.
We're going to do some live research.
Ugh.
What is your experience with these beverages?
I've had a Red Bull here and there.
Yeah?
That's about it.
Never really was intrigued.
No,
By
not. I don't think I've ever had like any the Rockstar, Monster, or any of.
Yes.
Like, literally just like
Okay.
the original, like the little, normal Red Bull size.
Yeah.
Every now
A
and
little
then.
pick me up.
It'll pick me up. When I was in college, I was driving back and forth between college and home quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I'd be like working at home during the summer, but then doing a summer stock show. And I would be, I'd be working 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, and then going to rehearsal and then driving home at 10 o'clock at night.
Mm.
So I would have a Red Bull, but that's about it.
Did it work for you?
Not really.
Yeah. So Red Bull has the least
Yeah.
caffeine
Doesn't do anything.
of all these things.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Yeah. But other than that, nothing.
Would you drink a fair amount of coffee?
Yeah, actually, I've kind of slowed down though.
Yeah.
Now, not working with you anymore
Mhm.
because there the coffee was free, so it was like, why
Yeah.
not just have
Makes a
two?
big difference.
So, but even there, thinking about it, like, and actually doing this research too, not an extreme, like, I wasn't
No.
drinking like 10 cups a day.
No.
I was having 2 of those 16-ounce mugs, and not even.
So that's like, by the common measurement of about 8 ounces, it's about 4 cups.
Yeah,
Or-
which is still within
That's like the
the upper limit of
safe limit.
of safe limits
About 400
or
milligrams.
recommended limits for
Yeah.
adults.
Some people are definitely drinking more than that.
Oh yeah. But even then, I wasn't finishing. Like, it was usually I would drink most of the first mug, but then dump it out and refill a couple hours later, and
Freshen
then,
up.
and then by noon I would stop drinking. But now I'm making coffee at home before work and bringing it. I'm only drinking one of those. I've cut it in half pretty much, and even then I don't necessarily finish it every day.
Yeah.
So I'm having like 1 or 2 cups a day.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like the only reason I drank that much was because it was available. You know,
Right.
Like, I'm not leaving to go buy coffee during the middle of the day.
I didn't start drinking coffee until I was 33.
Mm-hmm.
I never had a taste for it.
Yep.
Growing up in the Mormon church,
Yeah.
it was, forbidden for
I'm
me.
not trying to go to hell,
Right.
So
I mean, come on.
come on.
And I wasn't paying my tithing, so I had to do something.
Yeah.
But I deliberately started to try to get into coffee to get myself away from energy drinks because I felt I was having,
Ooh, you had a little problem.
like
You
the
had an issue?
caffeine. That's where I was
Yeah.
getting caffeine.
Chasing that green
One a
dragon.
day or so, which adds up. I mean, all of these things are expensive.
Yeah.
Your coffees at Starbucks add up fast.
Mm-hmm.
So do these. We used the budget we don't have.
Oh, good.
To get ourselves a few of these beverages. I remember when Red Bull started to really pick up around the mid 90s. You remember Whoop Ass?
Nope.
There's it looked like something you would find in Thailand or something. It was like kind of an anime thing. Whoop Ass. It's made by Jones Soda.
Okay.
And the research said that came out around 99, but I remember it being around 97 or so. But that was the first one that I had. And I was like, ooh, it was pretty good. Can't find it anymore.
No. Yeah. It's kind of, I remember like the Jolt Cola.
That's like the
days.
first thing that I ever heard of.
Yeah,
that was specifically like, this is going to kick your balls.
Marketed at all the sugar, twice the caffeine.
Mm-hmm. Which, not a great.
At
don't
the
know why
time,
that works.
it probably was like the economy's booming.
Yeah.
Get on board, sucker.
Yeah.
It's like, but that marketing would not work
No.
today.
And I don't see Jolt Cola
No, I don't think it's around.
hardly
It's
ever.
gone.
It still exists.
Does it?
Yeah. I don't see it.
Yeah, I think
There are literally hundreds of brands of energy drinks. Way too many to start really getting into. But we have the major hitters here. We have Red Bull, which is usually the smallest can, and it actually has the less amount of caffeine than the rest of them. Only 80 milligrams per can, which is 8.4 ounces. Yeah, Rockstar, which deliberately was housed in a double-sized can in order to be like, look, we got way more here for the same price. then we get into some, clever marketing with stuff like NOS.
For the Fast and the Furious
Exactly.
fans. Yeah.
And I don't remember if they're actually affiliated with, or even that if that's a real thing, that nitrous oxide that they use, is this actually related in brand to that?
No, right? I mean, it's just marketing.
Is it just, because I have seen these in bottles that are shaped like that, those canisters.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, it is pretty dumb. Really kick it up. Enhanced mental focus, high performance energy.
Vin Diesel.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's drinking it.
I've this is from the New York Times, just talking about the caffeine amounts per ounce.
Yeah.
So for Red Bull, it's 10 milligrams of caffeine per ounce.
Mm-hmm.
So 85 milligrams of caffeine in one of these. It's less than a cup of coffee.
Yep.
Pretty much. Monster, 11.5. So a little bit more.
Yeah, the rest of them are generally around
But
160 milligrams
There's more
per serving.
There's more than 8 ounces in
Per
those.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if 16 ounce can.
Yeah, 160.
I
I deliberately did not get Monster because that's straight up garbage.
Yeah.
We're not going to advertise.
They're all garbage.
They are,
Yeah.
but for some reason, I don't like the taste of Monster, and I think it's a pretty
If you
shitty
get
company
down
too.
to the just Diet Coke, it's 3.9 milligrams per ounce.
Yeah, it's nothing.
And a regular Coke's 2.9.
Mountain Dew was generally considered like the ass kicker soda, and it has like 50.
Per can.
Yeah.
Wow. That's not much.
No.
It's 5, a little 4.5 milligrams
Mhm.
per ounce. Snapple lemon tea, 3.9. Same as Diet Coke.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
No, that kind of makes sense if
Yeah.
it's an actual tea.
If you then get up to Starbucks coffee, which is pretty potent,
Mm-hmm.
21.2 milligrams per ounce.
Wow.
So
And what's your smallest Starbucks? 12?
they might have an 8, but they go up to like 20.
Yeah.
So you can have 400 milligrams in one of those
Single
things.
blast?
A single, just the regular brewed coffee, not the
Not the many varieties
Yeah.
of bullshit.
yeah, on average, I think a Starbucks coffee is like between 230 and over 400
Wow. And
milligrams.
it tastes like shit.
I think, let's see, if you were a Starbucks fan, a 16-ounce serving of their regular brewed coffee can average 330 milligrams. That's a
Wow.
16-ounce. But they, depending on the brew, they range from 259 to 564
No.
in 16 ounces.
That's not good.
Just depending on what the brew is. And these are Starbucks' own reported values.
Really?
Yeah. That's a lot of
Yeah,
caffeine.
I was unaware of that. I had a black Starbucks coffee for the first time 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah.
I was astonished at how terrible it was.
Yeah.
It tasted like hot dirt.
Yeah.
I was like, this is Starbucks?
Yeah.
This is disgusting.
I think that they need to make it uniform, so they have to
Burn the shit out of it.
So it's the same everywhere you go. Because if they're roasting it around the country or
Yeah.
even regionally, it'd be difficult to maintain quality.
Mhm.
Like you think about quality control, like it's
Well, normally it's loaded with a bunch of other shit.
yeah, they don't give a shit what the coffee doesn't matter.
Right.
When you put in caramel,
Yeah.
whipped cream, it doesn't. It does not matter. But yeah, you think about from a quality control standpoint, it's a nightmare to try to like, okay, we have a facility in Texas and we have a facility in Washington State,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to taste the same. You can't tell a difference where these beans were roasted.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Without burning the hell out of it.
Well,
Yeah. The Rockstar, the Monsters and stuff, the amount of caffeine is actually not that much. It's a
in
lot
one.
in
no.
one, yeah.
But if you start having 2 or 3,
It jumps up.
look out. They do have to. They state don't have more than 2 or 3
Yeah.
per day.
Yeah, so we should say the FDA, the recommended daily value or intake is 400 milligrams of caffeine a day for
Mhm.
an adult.
It sounds like a lot,
Yeah.
but it's not hard
At-
to do.
I think around 1200, you start getting into like caffeine overdose territory.
Mm.
So you look at something like a 5-hour energy, it's a 2-ounce shot. It's got over 200 milligrams. If you had 6 of those in one go, there you would have like, your heart rate would be,
Yeah.
what was the atrial fibrillation? So the lower chambers of your heart are vibrating rather than pumping. So it's arrhythmia essentially. Like
I've known some people that would take a 5-hour energy and dump it into another energy drink.
Yeah,
really
double up,
blast themselves out.
And for caffeine, like your body metabolizes it. So if you have like it'll for 100 milligrams, I think, of intake, it's something like between 3 and 5 hours to metabolize it. So 5-hour energy, you will have the effects of that caffeine for 5 hours.
Interesting.
Like your body's metabolizing it.
I really got into those.
I've never had one.
It seemed antithetical from a value standpoint. You got your, what is it, 2 ounces?
Yeah.
And there's still $3 each.
Yeah.
You know,
but it is a lot more caffeine.
How much is in one of those?
$2.15, but then they have the extreme one. It's like $2.45, something like that.
You can get some of these rock stars now that have 300.
That's crazy. You have 2 of those a day.
Yeah.
Even spread out. That's a lot of caffeine.
It is. It is.
On the caffeine side, you know, I was curious why I get a headache if I don't drink have coffee. And essentially it's narrowing the blood vessels in your brain, the caffeine is, which makes sense. It would raise your blood pressure, having too much caffeine. So we'll get into more of the health side effects. But then if you don't have that caffeine, those blood vessels expand. You're increasing the blood volume in your brain. You get a headache. That was what I read. Yeah.
I don't really get that.
I think if you for me, if I have 1 cup of coffee, I won't get it.
I also don't feel I'm very sensitive to caffeine.
No.
I did a little experiment last night. I had one of the orange versions of these, and I think they're 12 ounces. It's a little over 100 milligrams. I had one at 9 o'clock. And I thought, you know, because the night before I did a show out of town, didn't get back till 12:30, didn't go to sleep until after 1. And last night by 6 or 7, I'm kind of dozing. So when I went to pick these up, I had 1 extra. I had that about 9 o'clock, and I was still asleep by 12:30. No problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a substitute for sleep. It's just it's a stimulant. So it's just it's making some processes in your body operate faster. You know, it's like signals from your brain will travel a little faster. But yeah, it's definitely not the same as sleeping.
And pairing it up with sugar, which most of these do heavily, you're coming down. And not a very long time. When I would have one of these, like, that has, 58 grams of sugar in this can, along with 160 milligrams of caffeine, a couple hours later, I could take a nap.
Yeah, crashing.
Yeah.
How many would you drink a day?
It would be rare that I would have more than 1, but I would usually have at least 1.
Every day? How long? How long did that go on?
Years.
Wow. That's so crazy.
Yeah. I would drink like Mountain Dew and stuff in high school.
Is this before you became vegan?
Before and after, yeah.
Wow.
And I still, drinking coffee and black tea, it helped. But I would still find myself once in a while. Marketing works, man.
Yeah.
You put enhanced mental focus, and we have all these extra things besides caffeine that are.
It's got vitamins.
It's going to help you.
Yeah.
It's got vitamins. It's got electrolytes. It's what plants crave.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Let's get going here.
We suck down a couple energy.
I don't know about you.
Hey, I went to the gym. I need a little get me going here.
So let's try out the Red Bull.
It sounds good.
This has that classic energy drink.
Yeah.
Smell and taste.
Just like chemicals. Yeah.
But I don't think there's much in the way of chemicals.
No.
This is one of the least
offensive.
Yeah.
What are the ingredients in there?
Exactly. All right. Where are they even? That's not a good sign when you have to hunt for them.
Yeah.
Carbonated water, sucrose, glucose, both sugar, citric acid, taurine, which we'll define here, sodium bicarbonate, magnesium carbonate, caffeine. It's pretty far down the list. Niacinamide, is that niacin?
Must be. Or some...
It's a B vitamin.
Yeah.
Calcium phantothenate, pyridoxine, B12, natural and artificial flavors. So not a long list. It's got 100% of your daily niacin, 250% of B6, 80% of B12, and phentothenic acid is 50%, but I don't even know what that's for. But there's only 27 grams of sugar in this, which is a lot. That's half of what you would normally
What is the flavor? What is the taste?
I don't know. And why would you make it taste like this? It's got a...
If you had to pick a fruit that it was closest to, like apricot?
It would get you close. Yeah.
But candy?
It tastes like it looks to me now.
Yeah. Pissy.
Yeah. It's not... You get used to it, just like anything. Kind of like your first beer. Like, I don't know if I like that. Eventually, let's have another.
I never had that problem.
Right. Sometimes I like the taste of it.
If it's ice cold,
Yes.
it's not bad.
Yeah. Not bad.
It's not bad.
So I did, the only sugar-free option that I did get is the Red Bull, which, but this does have aspartame,
Right.
which I've learned to avoid.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's not... For some reason, this is one of the most expensive ones.
Marketing.
Yeah.
It's the original.
Brand awareness.
And their market capitalization is the highest too.
It's not the... I mean, it's the original in the
West.
in the game.
Yeah.
It started in 1987. So why don't we go into how that started? Because it's based on a formula from Thailand. It came out in 1976. Krating Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Literally Red Bull or Red Guar. And their version was non-carbonated.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like the working man's pick-me-up drink.
Yeah, in post-war Japan, like, when their economy was being restarted, all these businessmen just blasting themselves with amphetamines.
Yeah.
And then the military or the government had to basically curb that and say, we can't have this. And there's a company called Taisho that introduced Lipovitan D. And it was like sold as an energizing tonic. And then I think that kind of went to Thailand, like that the Thai market picked up on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
So if you trace it back, like Red Bull is kind of a direct descendant of the Thai one and then the Japanese one.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally, they used this formula, carbonated it.
Yep.
And the original owner, that family owns 51% of Red Bull. But both of those, the guy that went to Thailand, I think in 1982,
yep,
for business, quote unquote, found that he said it cured his jet lag. And he brought it back to Austria and started a Red Bull. And it has been the first
Dietrich
and foremost.
Mateschitz. Yeah.
Yeah, when the owner of the Krating Dang died, he was a multi-billionaire.
That's crazy.
But 87 is when Red Bull started. And I didn't notice it really until about 96. Kind of like the rise of X Games and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He brought it to the U.S. in 97. That makes sense.
Yeah. That's about when I saw it.
Yeah. And today, or like last year, I think the energy drink market topped $11 billion. Man. Isn't that crazy?
And there's new ones coming up all the time. There's a new one called Bang.
Jesus. And
it already, like Rockstar has like 20 different varieties and they come and go. And there's always a new flavor. And then Bang came out with like a dozen.
Yeah. You must have to make a splash on the supermarket shelf.
And they have 300 megagrams of caffeine in theirs too. It's nonstop. But it's just like, what new can you say about this stuff? What else can you bring?
Yeah, it's just, I think it's more like how sweet can you make them?
Yeah.
How
much can you put in there?
How much
How many buzzwords can you use?
But I think there is a tipping point where if you had someone who was hitting 1,200 milligrams in one go and having a seizure, like these companies, they have to, they're treading a line, and not all of them tell you how much caffeine's in there.
Well, in total, I mean, they have to give you some measurement, but if these have guarana in them, which is another source of caffeine, I don't think that's always, I don't think the caffeine on the label is the cumulative amount. Guarana has more caffeine concentrated in their seeds than coffee does.
Coffee does, yeah.
Have you seen the pictures of guarana fruit? No. They look like eyeballs when they flower.
Sweet.
It looks like an open eyeball. It's really
Makes
weird.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And that's tied to Amazon myths of tribes that would cultivate it.
That's sweet.
It's good stuff.
This wasn't so bad.
Right?
I mean, I can't really imagine ever buying one ever again. But
right?
You know what I mean? Like if I was at a barbecue and the volleyball game was getting hot and heavy, and
one of the reasons that it became so popular is because they give it out.
Yeah.
Like big events like Warped Tour or things like that. Hot girls would carrying around backpacks full of them. My Red Bull?
Yeah, sure do. Is there any way to play a video and get the audio off my computer onto this?
Yes, we'd have to take a break and
okay, we'll do it.
Up.
Got a fun advertisement from Japan.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. So, what are the health risks?
Risks. Well, too much of anything is a bad thing.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of stuff at fairly high amounts. But some of it is advertised as being part of what gives you energy.
Yeah.
And there's little to no reason to believe that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, one of the major risks, especially if you're combining all this sugar with it, is obesity. Diabetes.
Oh, yeah. Diabetes. Yeah, I mean, I think it raises your blood pressure. It messes with your heart rate.
Yeah.
I think just to me, like the health risks, it's similar to like I drink 15 cups of coffee a day and I eat a birthday cake for dinner every night. Like like I would feel the same way if someone said I had 6 of these a day. Like,
I know some people do.
That's a lot of caffeine. That's a lot of sugar.
If you had 6 or 8 Red Bulls a day, you'd be much better off than having 6 to 8 Rockstars. I don't even know how you would do that.
Yeah.
You feel like shit.
You feel terrible. I know people that have 1 or 2 every single day. They don't drink coffee. They don't like coffee. They drink an energy drink. But yeah, the amount of sugar, I think that's, I was kind of expecting to see like, oh, these will cause brain cancer or something ridiculous.
I don't think we could tell that at this point.
We can tell, but just the amount of sugar and caffeine.
Oh yeah.
Which you're just like, I think caffeine's not that bad, but it's hidden. Yeah. Like I know if I'm drinking coffee that I'm like,
yeah, but it has, I mean, if you're not putting anything in it,
yeah,
next to no caloric impact.
Yeah. But with these, it's
a lot.
It's a lot.
So this, well, the sugar-free obviously only has 5. 110 in the can of Red Bull. And then a Rockstar.
Wait, 110 what?
Calories.
Oh, okay.
260 in this. And I think that's probably going to be about the same. 210, 220.
220.
Yeah. And that's just in one. And that's all sugar.
Yeah, just sugar.
Yeah,
I think that from a health standpoint, like those are the immediate concerns to me. It's just sugar. It's liquid candy bars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And obviously sugar is going to provide that part of that pick me up.
Yep.
It's also going to send you
the initial
right back down. You want to go back to back with the sugar-free Red Bull?
Sure.
See how that tastes?
I don't think I've ever had a sugar-free one.
It tastes pretty much the same.
Did you come across Dr. Enough?
No.
So
sounds fun.
I
think it's a little lighter in color, a little more pissy.
It's more hydrated piss.
Okay.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So. Oh. One of the one of the theme songs for one of the Japanese tectonics.
Yeah.
It was like in the 80s. Was this hero executive who was like running around the world giving presentations and stuff. And his chant was, "Can you fight for 24 hours a day?" And businessman, Japanese businessman.
Holy shit.
Just like promoting like the salarymen working 130 hours a week. The guys just go. That's what it was sold for.
Japanese culture, man.
Yeah. There was, so everyone knows that originally Coca-Cola had cocaine in it. But like even the early 1900s, early 1900s, that was
it
taken out.
Cocoa leaves?
It's from the coca leaves, yeah.
Or was it actually derived into cocaine?
I think it was from the coca leaves. And then the cola is the cola nut. So
right.
Coca-Cola is the name. In 1949, there was this guy, I don't have his name right in front of me. He's a chemist in Chicago. And I think his coworkers encouraged him to brand or produce this tonic that he invented, and it was called Dr. Enough. And Dr. and the ENUF was the spell it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then so this is kind of in the 50s and 60s. I think it was marketed. It's still around. You can
really?
I think you can still buy it, but like you have to order it online. I think. I thought about trying to find it, but you have to go to like sodaemporium.com.
Oh yeah.
The early ads. So the answer to a housewife's prayer. The bosom companion of a tired farmer or businessman.
In the 50s and 60s, that's exactly what
in
the
a
pitch
shift
was.
into high gear for young Johnny or Mary. No.
Yeah, we've been marketing the Pick Me Up for a long time. This is just the latest and greatest innovation. It's definitely a little more bitter, right?
Yeah.
Tastes like aspartame.
Which, what's kind of scary about that stuff, what aspartame is, it breaks down into, was it phenylalanine?
Mm-hmm.
And in some people, their body, they're like allergic to that. It's
what is that? Phenyl neutronics or something?
The syndrome or
that's, if it's in there, you have to post a warning. Maybe this has it. Yeah, it contains just the letters in here are ridiculous. Phenylactonurics. That's who you are if you have this condition.
Mm-hmm.
It contains phenylalanine. Phenylalanine. Is that English?
I don't know. It's an amino acid.
Yeah, lots of amino acids in this stuff. So what does it do to you?
So it's a genetic disorder called phenylketonuria. You'll see diet sodas containing the artificial sweetener aspartame listed with a warning for phenylketonurics. It's people that have that syndrome. And this amino acid, it gets converted instead to a chemical that can cause seizures.
Whoa. And
even some mental development issues in developing infants and children. It's rather common in the U.S., occurring in 1 out of 15,000 people, but it's 3 to 5 times more common in Turkey and Scotland.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there are people on Earth that if they have a diet soda, it could negatively affect they could go have a seizure.
Wow. Shit.
That's
how do you
crazy.
find that out before it happens?
Suck down a couple of these. Ride the dragon. Ride the bull.
Yeah, not my favorite.
Yeah.
Fresh.
It tastes cheap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, fresh.
Like bullshit. Grab yourself another cup there. Let's get into something colored. See, this was one of my favorites for a while. This is by Mountain Dew. It's called AMP. And when it first came out, I remember it being in
It is crazy
size.
to me, like that this got you of anyone I know.
I know, right? I mean, I know better,
Yeah.
but we still have brain chemistry that's like, I remember what that does to me. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's just like
Just
smoking.
Just one more.
It's just like
I was gonna say,
smoking.
like you're one of my more
candy.
health conscious
Exactly.
friends, and it's like
I have my weaknesses.
this would be like you smoking to me.
Yeah. Like, I know it's bad.
Not quite the same. But the fact that like
no.
just the idea that this got you is funny, you know.
But it got me young, and that's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah.
These are not marketed. They know that once they get you when you're in your teens,
Yeah.
doesn't matter what this can looks like when you're 25.
Right.
You're still going to reach for it. And they have changed. It was a small size when it first came out. I want to say early 2000s.
You know what's funny? Well, we do a hoedown every night with Leo.
Oh, I do. Look at that color. What?
God.
Get you some of that.
And the song, one of our favorite songs, is by Grandpa Jones, and it's Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's the name for moonshine.
Oh, right.
Mountain Dew.
My grandpa was Grandpa Jones.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was he? Yeah.
Never knew him.
Was he on Hee Haw?
He was not.
Oh,
He was a farmer, though.
Oh, okay.
Riding tractors.
Mm-hmm.
So this is more of it's a blasted up Mountain Dew.
Like this is made for kids.
Oh, yeah.
This is designed.
Not offensive to smell. That's very sweet.
Yeah, a little lemon limey.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that hits your taste buds.
See, it tastes gross.
Take some dance.
It tastes so bad.
Ew. It's different.
Like,
it's different when it comes out of this. I don't know why, but
the metal of the can.
It's got a different zing to it when it comes out of the can.
This tastes like it's like flat Sprite with a couple of sugar cubes dropped in.
I don't know why it does taste flatter than it normally would to me.
That can's beat up.
This is last year's batch.
Yeah, this
that's
is
a
not
little disappointing. Shit.
I can't imagine drinking a whole can of that.
Right? Oh, yeah. And there's a bunch of these too. There's a red one and a purple one.
Code Red.
Yeah. There's a lot of gamers that are getting sold to with this stuff.
Yeah, that's what you need when you're sitting on your ass for 14 hours a day. A couple 100 milligrams of caffeine and sugar.
I need more energy.
I need hundreds of grams of sugar and 1,000 milligrams of caffeine to sit here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I suppose
it's about the mental energy.
They're burning a lot of calories mentally, but your liver doesn't care.
What I was saying, it's not. I know it's bad for me physically.
Yeah.
Most people do, but it is a chemical thing.
Yeah,
it's about your brain.
Yeah.
It's what goes on when it fires up here. Woo-hoo. All that taurine and L-carnitine.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go through the list of stuff. What does this shit have in it?
Yeah.
So taurine. Common misconception is the bull sperm extraction. That's not true.
Can you imagine at the board meeting? All right.
Listen, the secret.
It tastes pretty good, and I get a pep. Have we thought about bull semen? Dietrich.
It turns out bull semen is powerful stuff.
Yeah.
So we just.
Have you ever seen a bull? You don't want some of that?
that?
Yeah. Come on. Some of that action.
It originally was derived from ox bile, but it's found in you already.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need taurine supplements unless you have like immune deficiency.
At which point, yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
It can be beneficial, but most of us have enough in us already. It's an amino acid.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in these, like all the vitamins that you just don't need that much.
There's 1,000 milligrams of taurine in Red Bull.
What's the daily value you need? 0?
It's 0. Really?
Wow.
I mean, it's not going to tell you because that's not really something that we measure.
So just unnecessary work for your body.
Yeah. I'm just going to piss it out. And I tell you what, next time you pee, it's going to look like what we just drank. Guaranteed.
I have a feeling...
The B vitamins and stuff.
I have a feeling that I'm going to be shitting this out. The amount of sugar.
Dude, some of these do really turn that on.
Right.
Caffeine does that, but some...
I think the sugar alone, like...
that would help move things along. But what was it?
What is Complex 6?
No, fuck. That's probably just
It's
something they made up.
Yeah, taurine, caffeine, in inositol, vitamin B6, vitamin B12.
Glucuronolactone.
We need to get a scientist on here for
sure.
Like this. Just someone who knows how to say these things.
What is this? So that is a naturally occurring chemical found in connective tissue in plant gums. It's a carbohydrate and it's a stimulant with a mild antidepressant effect, and it helps improve memory and concentration. It also has a detoxifying quality and can help remove waste from the body. So that also might contribute to the shits.
Mm.
Yeah, but some of these more than others will, like halfway through, I'm like, oh, okay.
Ooh,
We can have a movement here. What about carnitine? You have some shit on that?
No.
Okay.
What do you got?
Well, it plays a critical role in energy production.
Okay.
It supports long-chain fatty acids into the mitochondria so they can be oxidized and produce, or burned and produce energy. Concentrated in tissues like skeletal and cardiac muscle that utilize fatty acids as dietary fuel.
It just, there's just no way. Like, I'm sure that having stuff like that happen in your body is vital.
Yeah.
There's no way this is the best way to have that, to get these things into your body.
Yeah. So full disclosure, I just mixed up things. I was talking, when I was referring to the stuff that's naturally in your body that we don't need, that's carnitine.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Taurine.
But the taurine is found in lower intestines, and it's a major component of bile. And it's an antioxidant.
That's good.
But there's no
need.
There's no need. There's no scientific research that can show that it actually does anything for you. But it's in pretty much all of these things.
Oh.
Boy.
Want to open another one up?
Oh, yeah. Some athletes take carnitine or, supplements that include it to, help improve performance. But after 20 years of research, there's no consistent evidence to show that it improves anything.
Yeah.
And at doses of 3 grams a day, carnitine supplements can cause nausea, vomiting, abdominal cramps, diarrhea, and a fishy body odor. Ew.
Ew. Why?
So be careful with that.
Yeah.
The amp was disappointing. I remember that being better. Let's do one of my favorites here. This is Full Throttle. I actually just made a special trip. I just made a special trip down to the local store to get this one.
They said, he's back.
Yeah, here. Let's get your dose. So this came out, I want to say 2004. And it's from Coke.
Oh, okay.
And I was working at Blockbuster at the time, which was supplied by Coke. And they brought these in several pallets.
Man.
Not pallets, but, like 12 packs.
Yeah.
For us to try out so that we'd have something to say about it. And I took a liking to this one. I don't think it's very high on the list of popularity sales-wise.
Yeah, Red Bull and Monster seem to be dominant, more than anything.
And Rockstar's pretty high up there as well.
Yeah.
This looks exactly like the last one.
Yeah, here's the last one. Does Coke make Mountain Dew?
No, that's Pepsi.
That's Pepsi?
Yeah. Get you some of that. Oh, I can smell it from here.
Yeah, your taste buds are firing.
It's similar to the amp, but I think it's a little more pleasant. It's kind of like a Sweet Tarts. It's very sweet. It still tastes different out of the plastic. What do you think?
Kind of dish soapy, isn't it? It's like
do you know what dish soap tastes like?
It tastes like the smell of like lemon dish soap. It's sweet dish soap.
Yeah,
it's carbonated. It's the chemically burn.
Yeah, it's very forward. We've got this baby.
Oh man.
high fructose corn syrup, and sugar. Natural and artificial flavors. These are all at the top. Sodium citrate, sodium benzoate. Oh, man. Yellow number 5.
Was that? Oh, it doesn't make your dick small.
That was the rumor.
That's the rumor.
I don't
What a
think so.
marketing nightmare, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Mountain Dew, Starburst.
We're trying to market this to
Yellow 5
teenage
and everything.
boys and
Wait,
what?
don't drink it.
No.
That was definitely a concern.
Yeah. There was some bottled water executives like, oh yeah, popular, huh?
Mhm.
Watch this.
Dasani.
Jenny McCarthy says.
Yeah, no shit. Oh man.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's I was hoping that after we did this, I would really talk myself out of this for good. We're getting there.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean,
I would be terrified if you said like, you know what? They're not that bad. You know what?
you know what? Not that bad.
I did all the research. You know what? I'm gonna have a birthday cake for
I
dinner.
think I'm going to
Yep.
drink all of them.
Yeah.
Any of these have ginseng? I don't think so. Well, yeah. Rockstar does.
Rockstar does.
But ginseng and ginkgo biloba,
Mm-hmm.
those are things that are commonly spoken about to have these qualities of mental focus and clarity. But there's really nothing to prove that.
Right.
How about caffeine and alcohol?
That's
Did you look
that's
into
a
that?
big one. Yeah. So there's been a few like over the years. There's been like 11 deaths where people had 5-hour energy drinks at the time of their death, but it's not clear that it wasn't like necessarily they overdosed on caffeine and died. But the popularity of alcohol and like vodka Red Bull, is a big one. And the alcohol counteracting or masking the effects of the caffeine masking the effects of alcohol.
Yeah.
The danger in that you don't realize how drunk you are.
Yeah, I can have another one.
Sure.
I can have 4 more. Let's
But-
keep going.
On the other hand, whiskey and Coke have been. I mean,
Right.
It's not that much different. It's less caffeine.
Yeah. I mean,
It is less
the
caffeine.
concentration is definitely different.
But yeah, having those competing forces in your body, not that healthy.
But especially not just, vodka Red Bull, those briefly available concoctions like Four Loko
yeah,
in a huge can, 12% alcohol
yeah,
with all the caffeine, the taurine, and all that shit.
yeah. And I think that, I mean, to me, the immediate health risk with that is more like you're drinking and driving.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I'm
not-
fine.
It's not necessarily like the amount of alcohol or the amount of caffeine you're taking in.
Mm-hmm.
It's more, it's putting you in a position where you are way more inebriated than you think you are and getting behind the wheel. Like,
You're more likely to binge drink.
yeah,
You're more likely to have, you're more likely to wake up next to somebody and
Yeah.
be like, oh, what did I do?
yeah.
False confidence,
The false confidence side
pretty
of it.
much overall. 42% of all energy drink related emergency department visits in 2011 involved combining these beverages with alcohol or drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
This is from a New York Times article that I've been citing quite a bit, but they're asking the researcher Kathleen Miller, she's a principal investigator at the Research Institute on Addictions at the University of Buffalo. They asked her, "Do energy drinks make kids act crazy?"
Crazy.
And they asked,
What kind of question is that?
what made you want to study energy drinks? And her response was, I have a 16-year-old family friend who is bar backing. They're paying him in part in cases of Red Bull.
Oh, no.
He was putting his fist through walls and getting all jittery, and his family wanted to know if the caffeine had anything to do with it. So she starts looking into it.
Huh.
So next question, do energy drinks make kids act crazy? I found that if you report that you have 6 or more energy drinks over the course of a month, you're also more likely to report that you got in a fight last year, that you had sex without a condom, or that you drove without a seatbelt.
Is there a direct correlation there?
No. It's not necessarily direct.
Seems pretty loose.
Is the caffeine responsible? Maybe kids who get into fights just happen to drink Monster and Red Bull.
I would imagine that there is a correlation between that type of personality.
Yep. Energy drinks are being sold with the implication that they are extreme.
Yeah.
And they may be reinforcing some of these behaviors.
I can handle it.
Not so much because of the caffeine content, but because of what the ads are telling people. Yeah.
Kids should not be having this stuff. That's for sure.
She gets into the alcohol thing. Before Red Bull, we were having rum and Cokes.
Yeah.
We put a whiskey in our coffee. Any high dose caffeine with alcohol is potentially risky. But still, who goes out and slams 10 Irish coffees in a row? No one.
No.
But with Red Bull and vodka,
pretty easy. Pretty common.
You could have, I've had nights where I've had 10 drinks.
Mm-hmm.
If I was happened to be drinking vodka Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Why not?
I considered getting a little half pint of vodka just so just so we could spice it up around here. Let's keep going.
Yeah. I can't get over that you had one of these every day.
I've had them all.
These are everything but the Red Bulls are first for me.
Really?
Yeah.
There's some that I used to like a lot more that just aren't around. There's one made by No Fear.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah. I think it was originally distributed by Sobe.
Yeah, maybe.
I liked that.
Yeah.
That was a good taste.
That one sounds caffeinated.
So this is Rockstar. This is one of my least favorites, I would say.
That's a mix between the color of Red Bull and the
it's
Mountain Dew.
It's very in the
Pissy.
middle. That's a lighter brown.
Kind of an apple juicy.
Yeah. It's definitely similar to Red Bull, but smells a little sweeter.
More like the Red Bull side of things.
Mm-hmm. Might taste a little better than Red Bull.
Yeah, I think it does. A little sweeter.
Yeah.
A little less vague.
Yeah.
Red Bull's like,
what even is this? The diet version of this does not have aspartame. So when I've gone for diet ones, I've generally gone for that instead.
On a cheat day.
And you don't need the sugar.
No.
Obviously. If you're just going for the pick-me-up, the caffeine is what you want.
Did you get into any of the caffeine, like powders? The hyper-concentrated powders?
Oh, I forgot about that. But like Jet Alert and...
some of those...
caffeine pills.
1 teaspoon of the powder is equivalent to 28 cups of coffee.
That can't be right.
Isn't that crazy?
That can't be right.
Let me see if I can find the article where that's in.
That's intoxication levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Caffeine pills. I swear when I saw that episode of Saved by the Bell, I was like, are caffeine pills even a thing? Do you remember that?
I feel like it's not the first time you cited Saved by the Bell.
I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's not.
That's funny.
Jesse.
Oh,
taking
man.
pills?
I
need them to study.
Yeah, so caffeine supplements are widely available in tablet or powder form. These forms often have far more caffeine than coffee.
Yeah.
And people can find it hard to measure how much they have taken. According to the Center for Science and the Public Interest, that's real, caffeine powder can contain between 3,200 and 6,400 milligrams of caffeine per teaspoon.
What? That shouldn't be real.
Isn't that crazy?
I know sometimes if I'm making coffee and Martin Wallace is around, I'll offer him some and he'll decline because he's already had his workout pre-fuel that already has a bunch of caffeine in it. Men between the ages of 18 and 34 consume the most energy drinks, and almost 1/3 of teens between 12 and 17 drink them regularly. That's not good.
That's not
12
good.
and 17?
No, I think it's...
Is there even like an age requirement or any judgment at a place like Starbucks? If a 9-year-old kid comes in there and asks for a mocha frappuccino,
No.
do they give that to him?
Yeah.
I don't think they should.
There's no age, there's no limit. I've never been ID'd at a Starbucks
Yeah.
by people that work there,
Right.
Sir, you have to move along.
I think I think they should.
I would feel like a little.
If I'd be like, where are your parents?
I'd feel
I don't want to do this.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's no legal ramification, right? So
here you go, kid. Have at it. Have a blast.
But you can drink soda.
Right. Soda's fairly.
We could have 6. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Okay, here's a question that I didn't even fully answer for myself. Is caffeine a drug?
Mm-hmm.
It's categorized as a drug.
Yeah, but I think it falls under. Oh no, I'm thinking about energy drinks. Fall under like general food and beverage.
Yeah, supplement.
Yeah, they're. I think these are considered more in the food and beverage, not the supplement market. Or
right,
the FDA doesn't track them as a supplement.
Right. They're treated that way by some people.
Yeah.
But why is caffeine a drug?
I think because it has a chemical effect on the body. You know, like it affects you.
Yeah. But would you consider a bag of tea a drug? Even though it contains caffeine?
No, but I think considering caffeine a drug is...
It only empowers things like the Mormon Church to say, listen, drugs are bad. Caffeine is a drug. You'll get addicted.
Yeah. But I think nicotine's a drug as well. But we don't think about cigarettes as drugs.
Right.
You know, like...
To me, I feel like categorizing a naturally occurring thing as a drug immediately demonizes it to the people who want to demonize it. Caffeine is heroin. No difference. Don't do it. Right.
Yeah, but that's just small-minded religious minorities, you know.
Yeah. I still don't... I don't really consider it.
But yeah,
I don't categorize it as
no,
a drug.
I if you said, is it a drug? I'd say yes, but is it the same as fentanyl?
They said so.
Oh.
Right.
You know, it's like, nope.
Well, case in point, a kid can walk into the store and buy a shit ton of it.
Right.
With no checks and balances. But they can't go get, they can barely get, over the counter. They can't buy like cold medicines without them. They're like locked up in cases.
What do you think what's the difference between deaths from like diabetes or heart failure that is directly related to diet versus...
I think it's almost all. I mean, heart disease can be
some genetic effect, but not. But then you think about like how many people die from lung cancer directly related to smoking cigarettes. Not that many compared to, I'm sure. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I'm sure it's like way more people who die from poor diet in general.
Yeah.
It's probably a ton of crossover. People that smoke cigarettes,
sure,
and have a poor diet in general, probably connected. Mm-hmm. But if it's the heart disease and diabetes that gets you, or lung cancer or esophageal cancer, that'd be interesting to look at, because I was just thinking it is funny that we won't sell cigarettes to kids, but you could buy 6 of these.
Yeah.
And actually do.
And you can die. Kids have died by slamming, because they will sell these rock stars in like 24-ounce containers. You drink 2 of those and you're in the red zone.
Especially if you're a little kid.
Yeah. Drinking those in an hour. There are a few stories that I've read or heard that of teenage kids slamming a couple of these and a Mountain Dew and a whatever, and then they just fell over dead.
Have seizure and
I'm sure, I believe that's true. I didn't get the original source of that, but
I think there have been documented cases.
Sure.
People dying just from caffeine. It's extremely rare. And actually dying from an overdose is very extremely rare.
Yeah.
But overdosing is rare as well. But yeah.
But your heart only pumps so many times in your life, and if you keep firing it up, overdoing it, then...
Yeah, I think keeping your heart rate artificially high too It's not good. I'm going to loosely cite this.
Okay.
In a 2018 review of Scientific Journal article, this is from Medical News Today. So again,
when I was doing this
there's
research,
not a lot of good.
I would look at the website titles
Yeah.
and be like, "What is this specifically made for this article or something?"
Yeah. It's a Caffeine News Today.
Yeah.
You know, that
Caffeine
kind of
Informer.
stuff. There is a link here I could click on to look at the 2018
You
review.
could.
Researchers identified 92 reported deaths from caffeine overdose. This review included
92?
This review included all journals since online databases began. So they just searched the internet for everything. In general, caffeine will begin to affect the body if there are more than 15 milligrams per liter of per liter in your blood. So when you have like 5 liters of blood, I think somewhere in there.
Sure, sounds right.
Which makes sense. So if you have 100 milligrams, you'll have an effect. So you have somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. So 15 milligrams per liter of blood. A concentration of 80 to 100 can be fatal. That makes sense, right? Mathematically.
Math makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The United States FDA warns that a teaspoon of powdered caffeine can be equivalent to 28 cups of coffee. That's insane.
28 cups of coffee.
It stresses that pure and highly concentrated caffeine products can have serious health consequences. That is crazy.
It would take so much time to drink 28 cups of coffee.
Right. Versus
a teaspoon.
In water. And
And it's been, what I read was that synthetic caffeine has pretty much the same effects as naturally derived.
Yeah. Typical side effects of caffeine: feeling more awake or alert. It's kind of, I guess, the stated aim.
Yeah.
Feeling restless, anxious, irritable, increased body temperature, dehydration, headache, faster breathing, faster heart rate. Symptoms of a caffeine overdose: very fast or irregular heartbeat, shakiness, feeling sick or vomiting, confusion, panic attack. Start getting into it.
Damn.
Which one am I on?
So we're on the NOS.
This is the last one.
High performance, yeah.
Oh, God.
So how many ounces do you think of the stuff we've had? We've only been having one or two at a pop.
Maybe the equivalent of one of
Getting
these.
close to one.
I haven't had that much though.
Yeah.
I have half one of these.
So this has a more like juice
It
like
does.
quality.
It's thick. Good God.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers. It's like pineapple juice.
This definitely has a fruity.
Oh. Yep.
Wow.
It's
viscous.
what is that?
I like that. I've had a few of these.
Yeah, taste wise, this is the best one.
It almost tastes like it has orange juice in it.
Yeah. Or like it's I don't know, it's like
What's gum arabic?
I think it's just a bonding agent.
Inositol, that's a sugar. I'm probably mispronouncing most of these things.
I think we always do. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, fuck it.
No one listening could say them either.
Right? Try it. Same 160 milligrams caffeine per can. They seem to keep pretty consistent with each other.
It's kind of like pineapple juice.
Yeah. I don't know what that's coming from, though.
Science.
It's just science, bro. Sodium hexametaphosphate. There's a couple different sodiums in here. Ester gum. That probably has something to do with it. Sucralose in addition to sugar. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any fruit juice component.
This is if I were to drink one, this would be the one.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, this one will probably give you a decent crash afterwards.
Oh, good.
But there's only 53 grams of sugar in this. Only.
It's like a third of a can.
It's got all the benchmarks. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah. Maybe actually, there's.
Nice.
I went to Hawaii, and at the hotel
Hawaii.
they gave us some juice, and this kind of tastes like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fruit juice.
Interesting.
Passion fruit.
You feel anything yet?
Not really.
I mean, I don't feel any like increased mental clarity. Maybe I need some more of this stuff.
No. Yeah. Need some more Nas. Yeah.
There's one made locally called Viso.
Oh yeah. I never liked that stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
It has a very unique taste
Yeah.
compared to this stuff. But they recently changed their formula. They made it more expensive in a smaller bottle with half the caffeine. The selling point was 300 milligrams of caffeine in one of those bottles. And it had an interesting taste, but I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Didn't have a whole lot of sugar.
I felt like when I drank it, I could feel grains of sugar on my teeth. Like it felt like
It was sweet,
gritty,
but it
to
was
me.
more
It was so sweet. It was like
altered sweet.
it was like physically
yeah.
sweet. It wasn't like taste sweet. There's some abrasive sense.
Yeah. Martin Wallace and I used to drink those quite often, but since they changed it, they were about like $3 a piece. Now they're $5 a piece, and they're
That's
like
simply too
there's some
expensive.
pasteurizing process to the formula they have now, so they
Okay.
expire quicker. I don't know what they're thinking, making them more expensive, less potent. They do taste pretty good, but I'm not spending $5 per bottle.
Who buys
That's
them?
where I draw the fucking line, dude.
Like, what's the market there? Those
I
don't
don't
seem to
know.
be it for kids as much as this.
No.
Like this is for kids.
I think that's like middle of the road.
That market, the color scheme,
Teenagers, for sure.
teenagers, but like
Vin Diesel.
the font, the color
Yeah.
scheme.
We should do some quick research on the link to the like, is that NOS stuff even a real thing?
Nitrous oxide in cars.
But like the brand.
Oh, I think in the movie it probably wasn't even like a brand. It was just they put a nitrous in their cars.
It looked like this. That was the logo on it.
There's a brand NOS.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay.
Holly Performance Products. NOS.
NOS.
Yeah, the canister has this logo on it.
What's the relation between that and the energy drink?
Let's see.
If Vin Diesel started an energy drink company, you know what I mean? Like, or
Which he might.
or some company approached him and said, "Hey, put your name on this."
Yeah.
Genius move.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's so weird to me that guy made that much money on those movies.
A bunch. Yeah.
You think he's got like $500 million?
I don't think he has it.
What do you mean?
I think he maybe cumulatively has had
Yeah.
over time. The drink was once distributed in a bottle designed to look like a NOS tank, which was discontinued in 2015. So maybe they just ripped it off.
The FDA lists.
No, wait. According to Holly, the performance products, NOS is the first automotive product to have a consumable food product share its name and logo.
Why did
So I
they do
guess
that?
it's a loose affiliation.
Just handing those out at drag races.
Guess.
Cool.
You remember that movie?
Yeah. The FDA cites a couple other concerns. Overconsuming caffeine can cause insomnia, jitters, anxiousness, fast heart rate, upset stomach. Check.
Yeah.
Nausea,
Oh.
headache. And the last one is just a feeling of unhappiness.
What? Not right now, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that is sweet.
Yeah. It's like that. The sugar and the caffeine amount is like the danger to me.
Are they good for you?
No.
Nope.
Again,
Done.
it's melting Snickers bars into an espresso. You know, it's
Throwing in some sweet tarts.
my favorite
Some
thing
gummy bears.
Martin Wallace ever said to me was we were, like, driving by a Dutch Bros. He said, "Dutch Bros, coffee for candy people." I think about it every time I see a
That's
Dutch
great.
Bros.
That's great. As far as the mental clarity
Yeah.
from caffeine, I have found that I get that actual sensation, that correlation with tea.
Yeah.
green, black teas. Not a high amount of caffeine.
Yeah.
But it's whatever it is about that gives me a more natural, actual, lively.
Your body's not trying to process a bunch of trash.
You got to turn it up,
Yep.
turn it on, burn it out. And I don't drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, caffeine doesn't have a harsh or super noticeable effect. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, let's turn it on.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, because I drink a couple cups of coffee in the morning, but I wonder if I would even notice a difference if I didn't.
There's no substitute. We should make this clear. You can feel pretty damn good if you get enough rest and eat foods that are actually supplying you with fuel.
And you're hydrated.
Yeah.
I think
you feel great.
that's about it.
You won't need this. And regardless, you don't.
You don't need it.
You really don't need it.
Yeah.
Marketing is powerful shit.
I think, they definitely hit a lot of the reward centers in the brain, though.
Yep.
So,
lots of dopamine happening right now.
Makes sense that the market is growing. I think
we're going to see it fall, you think? Because every once in a while, there's another like condensed news story of turns out energy drinks probably aren't that great for you.
Yeah, but again,
there's no clear, like hard evidence and case studies that are like definitively don't do this.
Yeah, I think
we need to take action.
You of all people, if you are drinking these,
case in point,
the average person does not give a shit about the health side effects of this.
Yep.
And
as long as it's completely legal and available and hardly regulated, it took a while before they forced those companies to take caffeine out of those alcoholic beverages.
Yeah.
But you can still find them in other places in the world. Like Rockstar. I remember Rockstar had Rockstar 21 for a very brief time. I remember being on the road and found it in a convenience store somewhere and never saw it again. And I actually looked for it.
Yeah.
Barely a trace. There's a couple of pictures of what the can looks like. But yeah, that was quick.
Trial.
Quick hit.
I remember being at house parties and people having 8 Loco, having 2 4 Locos just back to back.
As you do.
What is the rest
God, I feel sick.
You have to.
Oof.
You would hope that your body would just start throwing up.
Yeah. Get this out of here.
But yeah, like you're desperately trying to pass out and you can't.
There's so much happening.
It's like I've had 2 bottles of wine and 17 cups of coffee. It's brutal.
Screwed.
Do you want to pause? I can play you a little Arnold Schwarzenegger video from Japan.
Oh yeah, that commercial?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah, a little jittery.
Getting a little lift.
I'm feeling a slight sense of unhappiness.
I don't read that on your face.
No?
Nope.
How about my eyes?
So now we're going to watch Schwarzenegger Japanese energy drink ads. Wait, is this a compilation?
I think it's 2 of them.
Okay.
Back to back. Ready?
This is from when?
This one looks like it's in the 80s.
Yeah, maybe late 80s or
early
the 90s.
90s. Yeah.
Excellent acting. Whoa. Wow. Special effects. Whoa. Whoa. I made $1 million. Wow. The actors used to be able to get away with doing
ads overseas.
I mean, these ads, I'm sure, were huge, and they got a ton of money.
Yeah.
and we didn't know anything about
Yeah,
it.
a couple $1 million.
Yeah.
Fly to Japan for a week.
Mhm.
Put you up in a 5-star hotel. You'll scream in Japanese randomly.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, good times.
Wow. Well, just gonna have a little more of this.
hmm
You got anything else, buddy?
No, I think that's about it. I mean,
I think we made our point.
I was, I guess, pleasantly surprised that the health effects weren't like 10,000 cases of bowel cancer from, drinking this stuff.
But how long has this been a pretty
At this level,
pervasive intake?
But-
10, 15 years?
But that's for us here.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, energy drinks are actually more popular in other countries.
Yeah, I think the Asian markets are still really good. But yeah, again, to me, it just comes down to like diet in general.
Yeah.
Like,
And I thank you for getting these plastic cups because I wanted people to see what this shit actually looked like
yeah, you don't see it much.
outside of the can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really, wow.
Yeah. Oh, man. Let's see. The University of Waterloo researchers queried just over 2,000 participants aged 12 to 24, asked them about their coffee and energy drink consumption, along with any adverse effects that resulted. Of the people who had ever consumed coffee, 36% had experienced side effects. Among those who'd consumed energy drinks, more than half reported having experienced adverse effects from the drinks.
Yeah, I could say that.
Yeah.
I think my tummy is starting to, caffeine is starting to
Yep.
contract.
Yep.
Tum-tum.
5% said they'd sought medical attention for the adverse effects.
Wow. I wonder how much I would have to drink this shit before you had to take me to the hospital.
Taurine can have deleterious effects on sodium channels and can cause arrhythmias in your heart.
Taurine?
Yeah, may also potentiate the effects of caffeine. For this reason, some have suggested that the adverse effects of energy drinks should not simply be generalized from caffeine, and energy drinks should be considered a novel exposure.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from now on, I really do want to keep it to like if anything, once in a while when it feels like it actually would be briefly beneficial.
Just eat a Snickers.
I don't know. I think that's worse.
Really? I mean, it's like
Because there's no caffeine when if you really need to be alert. If you're on a long drive, Snickers is only going to do so much.
We should have got some 5-hour energies. Actually, I don't really have any interest in that much caffeine.
No.
It's all like a 2-ounce shot, and then
Yeah.
it's
I've only had those maybe a couple of times.
like I've already had 2 cups of coffee today. That would be like
Oh, you
2
did?
more cups of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I came in empty tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew what I was getting into.
You're the smorgasbord.
Well,
Well,
I think we about
Yeah.
covered it.
it's good. Don't drink these.
You probably shouldn't, especially not on a regular basis.
Yeah. They're not good for you.
I'm going to be on the toilet within the next 20 minutes.
Sure. I'm driving home, so I might shit in my car. But
And that's how it goes.
that's the way the fundamentals goes.
Whew, okay.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey, man. Good job.
I'm Darren McCarthy,
I'm Dan Fury.
and this has been The Fundamentals.
Yeah. Just going to pound these and take a nap.